This is such a specific message for such a specific collective. So I wouldn't be surprised if, if you see this video, it's probably 100% for you. Like, if you clicked on it and saw the title, it's such a specific collective that it's like, is this probably for you? And that collective is a collective of tarot readers, people starting spiritual businesses. Like, it doesn't just have to be tarot, but for a lot of you it is going to be. So if this does not apply to you, then this is not your reading. This is a message for people that are starting some sort of spiritual business, okay? Especially tarot, but it doesn't just have to be tarot, okay? Oh, this is such a fun reading. Okay, let's see what you have. I was just kind of picking up on some energy here of it's exciting. It's a new beginning. It's like spring energy. Spring energy here. The feeling that you get when you look outside the window and see the greenery coming in. Oh, I'm also, okay, before we get that, I'm hearing a song. Call me when the bugs don't die and the spring looks just like autumn. You know, when there's that period of time where everything's dead, fall things have just died, spring they're being reborn, right? Interesting. Yeah, so you're kind of in this phase where it's you can't tell if this is something that's gonna lead you down a rabbit, which is interesting because the next lyric in that song is, tell me when you miss the climb from a hole that has no bottom. So, okay, this is interesting. What I'm getting here is this is for a collective of people that aren't sure. Either they have started this spiritual business and they're not seeing results, or they haven't started and they're not sure if it's just going to lead them down another rabbit hole of disappointment or if it's actually going to be something. Okay? So let's get the cards now. Okay, we have the Seven of Pentacles reversed. So this is clarifying that energy to me where it's there's been something, I don't know, maybe you've tried starting a business like this before, but there's something that it's you're tired of working. There's something that you were working on, whether this be an actual literal job or something like this that you tried before. This is going to resonate differently for everyone, but the overall energy is you worked really hard on something and it never gave you what you thought it would give you, okay? With the Seven of Pentacles, it's like watering a seed every single day and it never sprouting, and you're like, what the fuck, I spent 7 months on that. Nothing happened, right? Okay. Okay, we have the Seven of Swords here. The Seven of Swords in traditional tarot, and also this tarot, is a person stealing swords from a base camp so that they cannot go to war with another camp, okay? So they're a third party coming in and taking from the other parties so that they may not go to war. Now, this third party might not even care. You know what I mean? They don't really care. They're just taking this ammunition. Okay, how this energy is coming forth is you're being asked to be selfish, okay? And when I say selfishness, I don't mean in the sense of in an egotistical way. I mean that in the sense of you've been too selfless, and even I said in this card, it's some could interpret that as an act of selfishness, if the person taking from these camps didn't know what they were going to do, they were just ooh, swords, I want those. But it could also be viewed as selflessness. In order to prevent this war, this person says, I need to take this away, I need to take away the ammunition. And how this is representing, because I know that's weird energy here to come forth here. How this is representing though is a self-sacrificing for the greater good of humanity. And what that means is it's every person that chooses to not be a cog in the machine is somebody who inspires somebody else to do the same, okay? I'm receiving these base camps that are going to war as corporations, and by you going off and doing your own thing, you take away that ammunition. You take away that ammunition from society, and you open yourself up to new horizons and new perspectives. There also, though, might be like a transferable skill that you have that might come into play somehow. Like like if you did something, like this is just an example, like if you did like art in your old career, which I know is like very rare, like a lot of people don't ever like make careers out of art, but there's lots of like careers that you can make out of art, you know, like graphic design, you know, and stuff like that. So like that's just an example. Like if you did something like that, then maybe you would like step into a spiritual business of like making a tarot deck, you know. So that's just an example, right? If you have something like that, like if you don't, then don't take this if it doesn't resonate. But if that does resonate, then that might be worth looking into that concept a little bit more and thinking how that might apply to your life. But yeah, like the overall energy that I'm receiving with that Seven of Swords is it's like I'm not letting you guys fight it anymore. Like I'm not going to be a part of this. I'm not going to enable you to do this, right? I'm not going to be an enabler anymore. That's the energy. Right, I'm just gonna go off and do my own thing. I'm not enabling you to hurt each other anymore, to continue to hurt people, you know. And then we have the Five of Swords, yeah. So that is, I might sneeze. What I'm receiving with this is that, again, this is almost kind of giving me that energy of like something that you tried before, walked away from, and now you're coming back stronger. But there is more here, right? You know, I'm actually going to pull clarity with this deck. Truth be told, okay, yeah. You're walking away from something in order to pursue this. Like whether that be like, this might not be fully walking away from something in the sense of like fully abandoning something, but there might be a fear of judgment here. And like, if I pursue this, do I have to leave behind the life that I had before? Like things are going to shift, things are going to change. Because it's clarified, the Five of Swords is being clarified by truth be told, right? So it's asking you to open up your heart space and say, you know what, like stop thinking entirely mentally, right? Because the Suit of Swords is mental. And so it's like you might be mentally isolating yourself and thinking that if I pursue this, am I going to be judged? What are people going to think of me? You know? But the truth be told is a very positive sign. Like if that is something you're worried about, or also if you're worried then it's not going to work out. I'm kind of thinking of the Five of Swords as like, again, like a battle, like, because that is what it is. And it's like, you don't want to fight anymore. You don't want to have to put your energy, your mental energy into fighting people anymore. But there's also this part of you that's like, it's scary to go off. Like, am I going to get what I want to get if I do this thing? Because I've been told before, you know, that people like me, it's very hard to succeed, you know? It's hard to make it happen, but is it actually as hard as people make it seem? You know? Because that truth needs to be expressed from the heart space. Like, there's this little owl here, which represents divine knowledge, and there's a little window that is his chest. His heart is open, it's a window, and there's heart confetti coming out of it. It's like, you know the person that you are, you know what you want out of life, and to continue to deny yourself expression of that is only continuing to isolate yourself from the group because you're not expressing who you are, right? Like, it's kind of that energy. Oh, I'm hearing the song I'm Not a Robot by Marina. You've been hanging with the unloved kids who you never really liked and you never trusted, and you are so magnetic, you pick up all the pins. And then in that song it also goes, better to be hated than loved for what you're not, right? Actually, I feel like a lot of this I'll put a link down below in the description to that song, because I think a lot of this collective would benefit from listening to that. Because I think some people here are struggling with their brain right now, with pursuing this thing. There is a blockage here. And if you have already started it, again, like I said, there's a mental blockage of some sort. One thing that I do also want to say is something that might be blocking you if you have already started this is because you're trying to be too much like other people, okay? So if you're someone who's doing love readings because they're popular, cut it out, okay? Cut the crap, okay? I mean that in a nice way. And again, like that's Seven of Swords, right? Seven of Swords is taking other people's ideas, so it's like that might be a blockage here for you. And preventing growth is that it's like you're not being authentic, right? We have New Life and Milk and Honey. This is not to clarify anything, these are just coming out. So New Life and Milk and Honey are very, very positive cards, okay? So New Life is a little fairy being born out of an egg. And I'm being drawn to like Tinkerbell, the Tinkerbell movies, how every time I think a baby laughs, a fairy is born. So being born, a new life being created out of joy, you know? And then Milk and Honey, this is very positive. Like, look at that. It's got a rainbow. It's a little elephant in a bowl of milk and honey. Elephants might be significant for this collective because we literally have elephants on the bottom of the deck as well, which I didn't even notice. I'm going to read this one from the book just to give you a little taste of the land of milk and honey. So basically what this is saying is, with new life here is like starting this new project is going to lead you into this land of milk and honey. But I want to read it to you so that you can really get a taste of what this path is going to bring you towards, right? Okay, I'm going to read the oracle message and the prosperity message. You've entered a sweet time in your life, enjoying the land of milk and honey that everyone wants to experience. It's an interlude that feels more languid than ambitious, where all your senses are awake to the unlimited possibilities. These times are precious and only come when you're in your authentic zone, wearing the world as a loose garment. Again, authenticity, calling back, like don't try to be something you're not. Don't try to take ideas from other people. And that can be helpful, but don't just do things because they're popular, if that's something that you feel the need to do. Abundance is an energy that you are a living part of. All your needs are being met. You're being given the gift of nourishment in every form. There's only one authentic you. This version of yourself is Spirit's emissary in the world. When you're in alignment with the truth that you are a unique expression of the divine, your ego can rest and your soul can illuminate your purpose. Now is the time when you're seeking your true north. When you find this direction, you automatically step into prosperity, and the world brings you evidence of abundance. Miracles are a choice and a way of seeing the world. With every choice you make right now, you have the potential to seize good fortune and embrace your destiny. Opportunities will lead you to your best life right now. Be open to them. You're getting a sweet taste of what you want. So yeah, that being paired with new life there is very positive because it's a new start, something that if you continue to progress on this new start, is going to bring you into the land of milk and honey. One last card. Shall we pull one last card to close off this reading? Where do I want to pull from? Let's get from this deck. Oh, okay. These two are going to come out. So we have the comic, and on the back we have the heart. So this is asking you to act from the place of the heart space, okay? The comic is the idea that basically when we think of comedians, sometimes they can be sort of like they make light of the darkness, you know what I mean? They make jokes of the things that we experience, and it's funny because we all experience those things and they're frustrating, right? And so you're being asked right now to be this light in the darkness, right? We have two really positive cards here, the heart space, or just the heart, and the comic. The comic is important though because a lot of people like might see you as a joke, you know, for doing this. A lot of people might view you as like not serious and like, you know, like the comic, you know, like look at it. Like everyone just, and it's funny because even when I was reading the reviews of this deck on Amazon, people were like, I hate the comic card. I hate the comic card. It's so useless. And it's like, that is the comic card. You are literally doing the comic card because the comic card is that people view it as less than when really it's one of the most powerful energies in the universe. Laughter. Again, calling back to the every time a baby laughs, a fairy is born, right? Right? And so it's like, you might see that or feel like what you're doing isn't important or like people aren't going to take you seriously, but it is important because like spiritual businesses nourish people's hearts and souls, right? How many times have you watched a tarot reading on the internet and been like, wow, that's given me reassurance, that's given me like confidence in myself, you know? But people don't view it as serious because not everyone believes in it. And it's like, sometimes it's not about belief, sometimes it's just, it just is, you know? Like, you don't have to cater to everyone, you know? Not everyone's gonna understand it. Like a comedian might go on stage and, you know, like, I watch America's Got Talent. It is a garbage show, but I do watch it with my parents. And like, comedians like will go up on there and then one judge will be like, I don't get it, whereas all the other judges are like, are you kidding me, that was hilarious, right? And it's like, not everyone's gonna understand you, not everyone's gonna understand your jokes, not everyone's gonna understand the things that you're creating, but the important thing is that you do, and you will find an audience that connects with the authentic you. And I'm looking at this heart space card, and it's never mind, I'm not looking at it anymore. It's bringing about the energy, though, of creating a sacred space, okay? So if you're starting a social media page or a website of any kind, don't make it too professional. Make it something that resonates as a safe space, as a sanctuary for you. I actually need to redo my website for my personal readings because of that exact reason. Like, I want it to be what I like personally, to surround myself with aesthetically. Right? So it's like, if you are building a brand, make it you, make it authentically you. Don't try to like be professional or like be what everybody else is doing, you know? And I think especially like if you are a tarot reader, like something that I see in the tarot space a lot is like clean, sort of like minimalist, you know, like spiritual aesthetic, like, you know what I mean? Like white background, fancy crystals, you know, pretty nails, you know, and that's all good, but it's like, don't feel pressured to do that if that's not you, you know? Because I find that in the tarot space, the people that I resonate with the most are authentic. You know, they have their own unique aesthetics, they have their own unique personalities, and they play to their unique strengths. So, don't feel the need to advertise yourself as something that you're not. Right? Make it a safe space. Make it a safe space. And I'm hearing look at the bottom of this deck, so. Oh, the creator! I thought that card was gonna come out too. Yeah, the creator. You're a creator. And again, like I said, if you are starting any kind of social media, like if we think of content creator, right? I'll read that one from the book and then we'll close off the reading here. The creator, the first archetype in the trio of existence, is not intimidated by darkness or by lack. They know that from the void, creation inevitably emerges. With meager, minimal, and outlandish materials, the creator reveals a new image. They make the empty room resonate with healing sounds. They generate bounty from the seed that others tossed away. Though generative, this archetype annihilates preconceived notions of what is possible, leaving unexpected openings in the wake of its destruction. The creator does this first by being absolutely present to what is, not imagining or wishing things were different, and second, trusting that a force greater than themselves awaits constant collaboration with each human soul. Whether we call it nature, God, goddess, or divinity, it remains nameless. It is the creator's lifelong companion. So yeah, the idea of co-creation, right? To increase your creator energy, ward off jadedness at all costs, recommit to childlike curiosity, and nix the rules. The creator is naturally attractive and coveted as its energy zings with possibility. You can feel when a creator type enters the room, all eyes land on them. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there. If you enjoyed today's reading, please don't forget to subscribe. I do have a goal of hitting 500 subs, and if you would like to help me hit that, I thank you very, very much. Don't forget to like the video as well, as that really helps me out, and if you enjoyed it, no reason not to like it. Hey, I'm alright. And yeah, leave a comment down below if you feel like chatting. I do love talking with you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Goodbye for now.